Okay, so we will have our discussion this time with rotations. Okay, so we're done with curvilinear translation. Now we're going to talk about rotation. But first, let's define what is rotation. So rotation is the motion of a rigid body in which the particles move in a circular path with their centers on a fixed straight line that is called axis of rotation. So nakikita niyo dyan sa illustration na parang kahit ano yung maging movement, no, with let's say about from point A to point A prime, no, in a circular motion, they will have the same what we call angular displacement. Okay, so to understand more on that, no, yung sa ating rotation, we will talk about kinematics of rotation. Okay, so since we are dealing with kinematics, okay, of the particles, so in rotation, we have ito yung ating mga tatandaan. Okay. So we have the displacement or angular displacement that is r theta. Okay. So sa atin, from linear, no, from rectilinear, iba ating displacement, mahaba-haba. Pero pag angular displacement or we'll call angular displacement, r times theta. Okay. For the velocity, r times omega or what we call angular velocity. Okay? R is the radius. Okay, nakikita nyo sa illustration. Yan. And then, acceleration, may dalawa tayo. We have this, etong ating a theta, or sorry, a sub t. Ito yung tatawag natin na tangential. Ayan. Tangential acceleration. And then, we have the a sub n or the normal. Yan. Acceleration. Okay? So tangential acceleration is equal to r alpha. Okay? Wherein alpha, okay, itong alpha na to is what we call the angular acceleration. Okay? Angular acceleration yun. Alpha na yan. Okay? And then for the normal acceleration, that is v squared over r or r times omega squared. Ano nga ulit yung omega? Omega is what we call the angular velocity. So, omega is angular velocity. So, yan yung ating mga formulas na gagamitin in terms of rotation. Okay, so ano nga ulit yung mga symbol na yan? So, ito, theta is the angular displacement. Okay, so omega is angular velocity. Alpha is the angular acceleration. So, radius of rotation yung r, s linear displacement, v linear velocity, and a is the linear acceleration. Okay? So, para makita natin yung kanilang relationship, no? With constant angular acceleration, ito po. Yan. So, kapag rectilinear motion, alam natin, no, final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus at. So, in relation to linear velocity in terms of rotation, r omega, no, yung ating final velocity or angular velocity final is equal to angular velocity initial plus angular acceleration times time. And then we have the in linear motion or rectilinear, we have S is equal displacement is equal to VOT plus 1/2 AT squared. Ano natin yan, no? Na-derive pa nga natin yan. And then, in relation to S, R theta is equal to R theta. So, theta angular displacement is equal to angular velocity initial times time plus 1/2 angular acceleration times t squared. Okay? Or 1/2 angular or alpha t squared. Ayan. And then for the rectilinear motion na in terms of velocity and acceleration displacement, ayan yung pangatlo. So in terms of ating tangential acceleration, dahil may kinalaman to sa ating acceleration in a constant, no? So we have this omega final squared plus omega initial squared plus 2 alpha theta. Okay? So ano yan? comparison, no? Para mas madali natin tandaan. Ibig sabihin, from this rectilinear, tapos papuntang rotation. Okay? Ng rotation. So, velocity, velocity. Displacement, displacement. Ano pa? So, velocity, tas velocity pa rin. So, halos parehas lang, pero this time, syempre, in rotational movement natin siya tinitingnan. Okay? So, for us to understand, no, or para ma-appreciate natin, no, balikan lang natin. So, ano ulit yung mga formula? Ito. No, ito yung mga basic na formula natin. From there, saka natin siya ita-translate into this one because of what we call relationship between the linear and rotational movements. No? Because we know na kahit umiikot yan, meron pa rin tayong tinatawag na linear displacement. Balikan natin to. We have linear velocity and radius of that rotation. Okay? In relation to linear acceleration. Okay? So, let's have sample problems, okay, in relation to those na yung sa intro natin. A flywheel 6 feet in diameter accelerates from rest at a constant rate of 4 revolution per minute per second. Okay? The question is, compute the normal and the tangential components of the acceleration of a particle on the rim of the flywheel after 10 seconds. Okay? So dito, kung babasahin natin yung problem on a plain sight, di ba laging gano'n naman ang pag-atake sa problem, no? Basahin natin siya on a plain sight and then solve what is asked. Okay? So let's have first our given. Ano-ano ba yung mga given sa problem? We have the diameter of the flywheel. Binigay sa atin 6 feet. So malamang yung radius niyan 3 feet, no? Kasi twice, di ba, ng radius diameter. Ano pa? Binigyan tayo ng, ano yung 4 RPM per second. So that is our angular acceleration. Okay? That is 4 revolution per minute per second. Yan, RPM per second. Ano pa binigay sa atin? Binigyan tayo, sabi dito, compute the normal and tangential components of. So, ang required sa atin, no, kung binabasa lang natin ng plain yung problem, ang required normal and tangential components na acceleration, that is, ating, ano kaya to? This is yung ating normal and tangential components. Ayan. Yan ang mga pinapahanap sa atin. Pero, binigyan tayo ng condition. Ano daw? After 10 seconds. After 10 seconds. Meron pa ba? So, kung babasahin ulit yung problem, as flywheel 6 feet in diameter accelerates from rest, so, yung kanyang initial angular velocity is 0. Okay? Ayan na, given na lahat. O, balikan natin yung mga formula. O, eto, yung mga formulas na gagamitin natin to solve yung ating kinocompute, no? Ayan. O, paano natin masolve yung ating equation yan? O, balikan natin. Yan. Paano? So, first, okay, kailangan ma-convert muna natin, no, for our solution. Dito na tayo. Solution. Dapat ma-convert muna natin yung ating angular acceleration to, ano ba to? Radian per second. No? Bakit? Kasi hindi natin magagamit dahil naka-revolution per minute per second tayo. Eh di ba pag kinocompute natin or gumagamit tayo ng mga revolution per minute, revolution per second squared, no? Kailangan ma-convert mo natin into radian. Bakit? Kasi hindi natin magagamit sa straight line computation tulad nito. Yan, balikan natin to formula. Hindi natin to ma-diretso dito kung hindi natin i-convert into rad or radian unit. No? Yun lagi. Take note, naka-radian dapat. Naka-radian yung ating mga unit, no? Sa either radian per second, no? Lalo na kapag acceleration. Naka-radian per second squared, pwede rin namang naka-radian per ano ba to, minute squared. Yan, depende sa gusto natin gamitin. Pero para ma-convert yon, of course, kailangan may naka-multiply na ano yon, na pi. So, to convert yung ating angular acceleration, ano nga ulit yun? That is equals sa 4 revolution per minute second. Ayan. Diba? Yan yun eh, no? So, sa isang revolution, meron tayong 2 pi. Tama ba? Isang ikot, 2 pi. Ano pa? Times, sa isang minuto, meron tayong 60 seconds. So, yan. So, multiplying yan, no? Simplifying that, it will become 2 pi, yan, over 15. This is radian per second square. Or, kung gusto nyong naka-decimal, no? Kung hindi kayo comfortable na gamitin yung in terms of pi, that is 0.42 radian per second, second squared. Pero I suggest, ito yung ating ginagamit, no? Etong ganitong klase ng unit, no? Nakaganito. Para iwas tayo sa matinding, ano, matinding pag-ground off or pag-ground up. Diba? Yun ang madalas nating iniiwasan eh. No? Yung mag-ground off o mag-ground up tayo kasi may effect, no? O yan na, naka-convert na. 2 pi over 15 radian per second squared. Ang tanong sa atin ay, compute for the tangential and normal. O, balikan natin yung mga formula. O, balikan natin. O, ano nga ulit ang tangential? Tangential acceleration is r, radius multiplied by angular acceleration, and normal acceleration is radius of rotation multiplied by omega squared or angular velocity na naka-squared. Paano natin makakompute ito? So, to compute, so malamang, ang una natin makakompute, ilagay natin. Paano daw makakompute paano natin makakompute ang tangential? Sabi sa atin, tangential acceleration is r multiplied by alpha, and the normal acceleration is r times omega squared. Okay, so una mako-compute natin ay tangential acceleration. So, tangential, yan. Tangential acceleration. So, for tangential acceleration, mga ulit, a sub t is equal to r alpha. So, a sub t, meron tayong radius, binigay ba 6 feet, 3 feet yung radius, no? 3 feet multiplied by alpha natin is 2 pi over 15 radian, yan, per second squared. Yan. Ano ang ating tangential acceleration? Ang ating tangential acceleration is 1.25 feet per second squared. Ayan. Yan ay sagot natin. Okay? Now, let's compute for the normal, yan, normal acceleration. Normal acceleration. Yan. O, paano pag normal acceleration? So, sa normal acceleration, mukhang binanggit sa atin na meron tayong time element na sinusundan, no? Sabi sa atin, sa problem, kung babalikan natin, we are asked to compute for the normal acceleration after ilan daw? 10 seconds. So, ano nga ulit yung formula na merong acceleration, velocity, and time sa rotation? Mukhang yung unang formula, no? Omega final is equal to omega initial plus alpha t. Okay? E di gamitin natin yon. No? Sabi sa atin, ano nga ulit sabi sa atin? Omega final is equal to omega initial plus alpha t. Okay? So ano nga ulit? Omega initial natin starting from rest 0. Ano pa? After 10 seconds na time, makakompute natin yung final. Tama? So that is omega final is equal to 0 plus, anong alpha natin? That is 2 pi over 15 multiplied by 10 seconds. But take note yung ating unit ng alpha dito is radian per second squared. So therefore, our omega final is equal to 4.19 radian per second. So to compute for the normal acceleration, that is r omega squared, or that is 3 multiplied by 4.19 squared, or pwede rin ito, kung ayaw nyo ng 4.19, pwede rin naman din itong 4 over 3 pi. Yan, no? Rad per second squared. Pwede rin yan. So, pwede rin yon. So, normal acceleration, para hindi kayo mag-round off or iwas round off or round up, that is 52.62 feet per second squared. So, ayan na yung ating sagot para sa mga problem na yan. We have the tangential acceleration na 1.25 feet per second squared and the normal acceleration na 52.62 feet per second squared. Ngayon, kung sa problem, tinanong sa atin yung acceleration, no? Kapag sinabing what is the acceleration or linear acceleration, para natin makakompute, no? Let's say, tinanong sa atin, linear acceleration. Ayan. Paano natin malalaman? So, from our discussion, no, sa curvilinear, ganun din yun, di ba? Parang pa-curve din. So, for the linear acceleration, that is equal saan? Square root ng a sub n squared plus a sub t squared. O, ayan na. No? Pwede nyo nang sundan, pwede nyo nang i-substitute, no? Makakompute na natin yung ating linear acceleration. Of course, naka-feet per second squared pa rin yun. Okay? So, bakit ganun? So, balik natin yung illustration. Ayan, no? Di ba? Pwede natin makompute yung ating, kasi nagpo-form siya ng triangle, di ba? Pansinin nyo. Yung ating linear displacement, ayan, di ba? Tapos we have the, ayan, no, yung S, ito, no? Nakikita nyo ba ito? Ayan. So, meron tayong linear displacement. No, nagpo-form tayo ng triangle kasi. Okay? So, from there, di malalaman din natin na, okay, so using triangular Pythagorean theorem, makakompute natin yung linear acceleration. Kasi ang binanggit lang sa atin is components. So, pwede natin makompute yung ating final or yung ating linear acceleration mismo in this manner. Okay? So, let's have our next problem. Yeah. The rim of a 50-inch wheel on a brake shoe testing machine has a speed of 60, ano ba to? mph. This is miles per hour. Okay? Miles per hour. When the brake is dropped, it comes to rest after the rim has traveled a linear distance of 600 feet. What are the constant angular acceleration and the number of revolutions the wheel makes in coming to rest? Oh, paano daw? Anong tinatanong sa atin dito? Mukhang tinatanong sa atin is constant angular acceleration and number of revolution. So, pero bago yon, syempre, pag binabasa ang problem, sinusulat muna ang given or kung pinabasa siya on a plain side. So, binigyan tayo ng diameter daw ng rim na 50 inch. So, ano pa? So, binigyan tayo ng initial velocity, no? Tama ba? Binigyan tayo ng initial velocity. Ano sabi sa atin sa initial velocity? Yan. So, meron tayong initial velocity. Ano yun? That is 60. Tama ba? Ay, nakalagay 60 miles per hour. Okay. So, palitan na lang natin. Gawin na lang din natin itong 50. Yan. Sige, edit muna natin. Gawin natin itong 50 din. Yan. 50. Yan. 50 miles per hour. Okay. So, we have this 50. So, velocity natin. Ano tong velocity na to? Velocity initial. No? Bakit? Kasi, nag-rest, it comes to rest daw after mag-travel to a certain linear distance. Tama ba? Yan na nakalagay. So, initial velocity natin is 60. Yan. Sorry, 50, binago na pala natin. 50, yan, miles per hour. So, ang ating final velocity, it comes to rest daw, so 0. At linear distance traveled na 600 feet. Ayan. Ngayon, ano nga ulit yung mga required? Kasi tinatanong sa atin, ang required sa atin sa problem na to ay, una, tinatanong sa atin yung constant angular acceleration at yung number of revolutions or n. Yan. I-notify natin siya as n. So, paano natin masosolve ngayon? So, para ma-solve no, yung angular acceleration, balikan natin yung mga formulas na yung kanina. Yan. So, meron tayong mga formulas dyan. No? Lahat ng may formula sa rotation, of course, merong presence ng angular acceleration. Pero but the question is, alin dyan? No? Alin dyan yung gagamitin natin na formula? So, from there, no, malalaman natin yan as we compute, no, ano-ano ba yung mga binigay sa atin na given? Balikan natin yung problem. Binigay sa atin na given velocity, we have of course, we have the radius, sorry, diameter, ano pa ba? Linear distance. So, first things first, i-convert muna natin yung ating velocity initial to feet per second kasi naka-miles per hour, di ba? Diba? So, for the solution, let's convert muna yung ating velocity initial to feet per second. So, 50 miles per hour. Multiply natin sa to, this is 5,280 feet. Okay, yun yung conversion natin over 1 mile, di ba? Times 1 hour, of course, that is 3,600 seconds. So, pag tinuloy natin, lalabas dyan is V sub O or initial is 220 over 3. Yan. Or this is equal to, ilan to? 73.33 feet per second. Yan. Okay. So, for the diameter, yan, diameter natin, anong ulit? 50 inch or 50 inches. So, we have, kung radius, no, kasi radius kailangan natin eh. Radius is 25. So, para ma-convert siya into feet, no, 25 over 12 feet. Yan na. Okay? Tama, di ba? So, ayan. Ngayon, ang tanong, paano natin makakompute yung ating angular velocity? Kasi binigyan lang tayo ng linya. Take note ha, yung ating kinonvert na velocity, remember, these two velocity are what we call linear velocity. Ito ha, hindi pa to angular. Linear velocity. Paano natin convert into angular velocity? Balikan natin yung formula. Ito. Ayan. Sabi natin, our velocity is r omega. Tama ba? O, therefore, r, eto, kung iano natin to, kung gagamitin natin to, so therefore, angular velocity is equal to v over r. Tama? So, let's go back with the problem. So, meron tayong initial velocity na 73.33 feet per second. So, gamitin natin yon. Okay? Gamitin natin ang formula natin na 73.30 or value natin. So, for the angular velocity, yan, angular velocity. Angular velocity omega is v over r. So, angular velocity is equal to, kinumpute natin kanina or na palabas natin, that is equal to, ilan niya ulit yon? That is equal to 220 over 3. Ano, tama ba yun? Or 73.33, no? Gamitin na natin yung 220 over 3. Saan ba yun? Ito pala, sorry. 220 over 3 feet per second. So that is 220 over 3. Ano nga ito? Feet per second over the radius na 25 over 12 feet. Ayan. Tama ba? Tama ba yun? Ayan na. So, kung meron na tayo niyan, okay? So, paano na? Mako-compute na natin ba yan? Ano na ba natin? So, our angular velocity is equal to 35.220 radian per second. Take note, naka-radian per second tayo kasi yung angular, no? Angular velocity. So, for the angular displacement, yan, angular displacement, paano natin mako-compute ang angular displacement? Kasi puro tayo nakaikot to, flat, ano to, bilog. Oh, balikan natin yung formula. Angular displacement or kung from linear displacement, sabi natin is equal to r theta. Therefore, angular displacement is equal to S over R. Tama ba? So, for the angular displacement, anong ulit? Theta is equal to S over R. So, therefore, theta is equal to, our linear displacement is 600 feet as stated in the problem over 25 over 12 feet. Yan. Oh, our angular displacement is equal to 288 radian. Kasi angular to, no? Angular theta. By the way, yung ating angular velocity is initial, no? Initial velocity. Yan na. Meron na tayong angular or double omega sub O. Meron na tayong theta. Balikan natin yung mga formulas. Kasi ang tinatanong sa atin, take note ang required sa atin, constant angular acceleration alpha and the number of revolution. No? The number of revolution. Oh, balikan natin yung mga formula. Alin ba dito yung may omega at merong ginamitan ng angular displacement? Mukhang itong pangalawa, no? Yung theta is equal to omega initial times time plus 1/2 alpha t squared. Meron ba tayong time element? Meron. No, we have time element. Meron ba? Wala. Pero mukhang yung pangatlo, no? Kasi binigyan naman tayo ng final eh. Ano bang final natin? Well, it will comes to rest. Oh. Eh di yung pangatlo yung gagamitin natin. Pangatlo. That is, ano ulit yung pangatlo? So, using equation na to, omega, sorry, omega final squared is equal to omega initial squared plus 2 alpha theta. Sa anong kamukha nito? Kamukha to no v sub final squared ng linear v sub o squared plus 2as. Ayan. 'Di ba? Yan yun, 'di ba, yung ating kamukhang equation. So, kung yan yung sinusundan natin, ito, so anong sabi sa atin? Final natin, 0 comes to rest is equal to, ina-compute natin na initial, that is 30, balikan natin, anong ulit yung na-compute natin? 35.20 radian per second, ayan no? 35.20 radian per second squared plus 2 alpha, ano theta natin? 288 radian. So our alpha is equal to negative 2.15 radian per second. Ngayon, bakit siya negative? Negative dahil it will come, so it will come to rest. So, babagal. No? Babagal yung ating galaw. Ngayon, next question, ano daw ang number of revolution? Kasi mukhang yun yung next na tanong eh. Ano ba yung ating angular displacement? Ito yung pag-ikot eh, no? So dito manggagaling yung ating number of revolution eh. Ano ba yung ating angular displacement? 288 radian. So, for the number of revolution, sabi natin, theta is 288 radian. So, yun yung ating, ano nga ulit to? This is our angular displacement o displacement na nakapaikot. Diba? Ilan daw revolution yan? So, N is equal to, ano to? Theta times Ano ba to? 1 revolution over 2 pi, di ba? Yan yung ating conversion. So, n is equal to 288 multiplied by 1 over 2 pi. So, ang sagot natin sa number ng revolution is equal to 45.84 revolutions. Yan. Ito na yung sagot natin. Okay? So, that's our answer for this problem. Again, yung ating second squared pala to, no? Yan. Yung ating angular acceleration is negative dahil bababa siya to comes towards babagal. And then, ang ating number of revolution ay sa 45.84 revolution. We use the formula, okay, similar from linear, di ba? Meron tayong velocity, we have the acceleration, displacement. Pero in this case, angular lahat. Angular velocity, angular acceleration, and angular displacement. Okay? So that is for our problem number 2. Yan. Okay. So, let's have our next problem. Yan. Determine the horizontal and vertical components of the acceleration of point B on the rim of the flywheel shown. Ayan. Meron daw 3, ano ba to? 3 feet na diameter, 45 degrees, no? At a given position omega, at a given position, angular velocity is 4 rad per second. O, tama naman kasi naka-velocity. And alpha or angular acceleration is 12 rad per second squared, both clockwise. So, paano daw ang ikot niya? Clockwise. No? Iyan na natin to ha, malinaw. Clockwise iikot. Okay? Pa-clockwise daw ang ikot. Question, ang tinatanong sa atin ay horizontal and vertical components of the acceleration. Ano to? Ano ba tong pinapaano sa atin ng vertical and horizontal components na acceleration? This is linear acceleration. No, wala naman sinabi kasi angular eh. Diba? O, paano natin makakompute ngayon? So, first things first, ilagay muna natin yung mga given. Ano-ano ba yung mga given sa problem? So, binigyan tayo ng angular velocity na 4 radian per second. Ano pa binigay sa atin? We have the angular acceleration na 12 rad per second squared. Ano pa? Yun lang. Yun lang ang binigay. And the required sa atin dito sa problem ay ito. Components A sub X, yan, and A sub Y. Horizontal, vertical ng acceleration on point B. Okay, paano natin ito isosolve? Paano natin masosolve yung A sub X at A sub Y? Di ba, alam natin, balikan natin. Sabi natin sa introduction natin, unang part ng discussion, we have what we call tangential and normal acceleration. Okay, so meron tayong tangential and normal acceleration. Okay? So from there, edi makakompute na natin yung ating dalawang acceleration. Okay? Sige, balik tayo. Binigyan tayo ng acceleration mismo. Meron pa tayong velocity. Angular, pares angular. So, to compute, no? Let's first compute no yung ating A sub t o tangential. Ano nga ulit yun? This is R alpha. Our tangential acceleration is 3, no? 3 feet, di ba doon sa illustration? Ayan, balikan natin. Ayan, no? 3 feet radius. Lagay natin dito. Binigyan din tayo ng radius eh. Radius na 3 feet. Linear radius or radius of rotation. 3 feet multiplied by, ang alpha natin ay, sinabi sa atin, 12 rad per second squared. O, 12. So, our tangential acceleration is equal to 36 feet per second squared. Paano for the normal? A sub n is r omega squared. Binigyan tayo ng omega, our angular velocity, 4 rad per second. So, that is equal to A sub n is equal to 3 times 4 squared o parang 3 times 16. Normal acceleration is 48 feet per second squared. Ito na ngayon. meron tayong tangential and normal acceleration. Is that our answer? Yes or no? Okay? The answer is no. Hindi pa yan ang sagot natin. Hindi yan yung ating a sub x and a sub y. Though, kung titignan, parang mukhang yan na. No? Parang mukhang yan na agad. Kasi components din naman yun eh. Tama? Pero hindi. Hindi yan yung ating hindi yan yung ating components. Saan natin makakompute yung ating component? So, balikan natin yung illustration. Binigyan tayo ng angle na 45 degrees. Okay? So, yung ating angle or what we call theta, no, na naka 45 degrees. Okay? Sulat natin. We have this theta na 45 degrees. Question, paano makakompute? So, kung babalikan natin yung mga unang discussion, we could actually compute for the tangential acceleration in terms of theta. Paano? That is, a sub t is equal to a sub x cosine theta plus a sub y, yan, sine theta. O, saan ang galing to? Dun sa ating derivation. Yan. Okay. And then for the normal acceleration natin, this will become, since tangential natin ito, ayan o, depende kasi ano, mukhang pataas, no? Pataas ng parehas ito yung isa leftwards. So this is negative kasi yung component, di ba? A sub x sine theta, pabaliktad na, plus a sub y, in this time, cosine naman siya. Cosine theta. Yan. O, edi, i-substitute natin, gamitin natin to. Yan, ito muna. Okay? So this is equal to a sub t, yan, a sub x cosine theta plus a sub y sine theta. Meron tayong tangential. 36 is equal to a sub x, hindi natin alam. Angle natin 45. Yan. Plus a sub y sine 45. This is our equation number 1. Yan. Equation number 1 natin to. Okay? Equation 1. O now, gamitin naman natin itong sa normal. Yan. For the normal acceleration, a sub n is equal to negative a sub x sine theta plus a sub y cosine theta. So normal natin is 48 is equal to negative a sub x sine 45 plus a sub y cosine 45. So this is our equation 2. So solving these two equations simultaneously, so makakompute na natin. A sub x is equal to negative 8.48 feet per second squared. And a sub y is equal to 59.40 feet per second squared. O, ito na yung sagot natin. Okay? So, yan na. No? Yan na yung sagot for that problem. Okay? So, tandaan natin to ha. So, these two formulas, no, ay yung ating counterpart, no, with the normal and tangential acceleration, given that theta here is in degrees. Okay? Hindi siya naka-radian. Baka kasi, mali to. Eh sir, di ba sa mga nauna nating computation, dapat naka-radian angle. Hindi nga eh. No? Pag naka-ganito tayong format, ginagamit natin ng trigonometric functions, naka-degrees tayo. Okay? So that's our answer for this problem. Okay? Yan. So, yan. So let's have our next problem. Yan. So para talagang ano natin, ma-enhance, no? Yung ating, ano ba, practice. Okay. The rotation of a pulley is defined by theta is equal to 2t raised to 4 minus 30t squared plus 4, where theta is measured in radians and t in seconds. So, binigyan tayo ng equation. Ayan. Question is, compute for the velocity and angular acceleration at that instant when t is 4 seconds. Paano ba to? O, yung pinapanap sa atin, isulat natin agad yung required kasi mukhang ang given naman sa atin ay yung equation with a certain time. Required sa atin is the velocity. Ano ba to? Angular velocity. No? Kasi theta na naka-radian, so on. So, angular velocity omega, and then angular acceleration alpha. Yan ang pinapahanap sa atin. Pero, binigyan tayo ng given equation. Ito na. Sabi sa atin, theta is equal to 2t raised to 4 minus 30 t squared plus 4. First things first. Oh, paano natin mako-compute? Take note ha, this is velocity acceleration. Still remember the relationship of acceleration, velocity, and displacement in linear. No, kung hindi constant ang acceleration, sabi natin that velocity is equal to ds over dt. And acceleration is dv over dt. This is from ano to? Linear. Tama ba? Linear. So, kung hindi linear, therefore, pwede natin sabihin that angular velocity is d theta over dt. No? This is angular acceleration. Sorry, angular velocity. Oh. So, kukunin lang natin yung derivative. So, this will be equal to lalabas, no? So, our velocity is equal to 8t cubed, diba? Minus 60t. Now, sinabi sa atin that when t is 4 seconds, so t is 4 seconds, therefore, our angular velocity is omega is equal to 8 times 4 cubed minus 60 times 4. Our answer is omega or angular velocity na nakano na to, feet per, ano na ba to? Velocity, no? Radian per second na. Tama ba? Ayan, no? Radians kasi yung theta eh. Naka-radian daw to, no? As per stated in the problem, this is in radian. So this will be, no? 272 radian per second. O meron tayong sagot for the angular velocity. Okay? O ngayon, since pinapahanap din yung angular acceleration, anong ulit sa atin sa sabi? Angular acceleration is yung normal na acceleration linear, dv over dt. So, kung angular acceleration na pinapahanap sa atin, alpha, that is equal to d omega over dt. Ano nga ulit yung ating omega formula? Our omega formula is 8t cubed minus 60t. So, yung alpha natin is equal to 24t squared minus 60. Yan na lang matitira eh. So, when t is equal to 4 seconds, yan, substituting that value, alpha is equal to 24 times 4 squared minus 60. Alpha is equal to 36 radian per second squared na to. So, this is our answer for the angular acceleration. Okay? So, again, sige, balikan natin. So, we know from linear, ayan, nakikita nyo doon sa bandang ba to, lower left, we know that V is equal to ds over dt and A is equal to dv over dt. It follows also dun sa ating angular properties. Angular acceleration is ang d omega over dt and angular velocity is d theta over dt. Take note, theta is the angular displacement wherein sa counterpart sa linear, S yun. Okay? Linear displacement. Kaya kinuha natin yung first derivative and the second derivative will be the angular acceleration. Okay? So that is for our problem. Ayan, yung sagot. Sige. So now, let's have general kinetics of rotation. Ito na. So sa general kinetics of rotation, we have this, ito, yan. We have this, what we call radius of gyration. So, kung titingnan nyo yung illustration natin, no, it's more on the movement, no, hindi lang masyadong kita dyan. It's more on the movement, no, with respect to your weight, the forces applied, Okay? Yung ating summation ng ating normal forces is equal to W over G R bar omega squared. And then summation natin ano to? Tama, tangential forces is W over G R alpha. Take note mo mukhang kamukha siya no nung ating nalala ninyo ating REF. Now, pero this time we are dealing with in rotation kaya meron tayong R. Okay. Now, yung ating summation of moment at Z, no, itatawag natin na I sub Z na merong W over G K sub Z squared. That is I sub Z times alpha. Where K sub Z is the radius of gyration with respect to the axis of rotation. Okay. So, this problem or this kinetics of rotation deals with usually mga pulley. No? Kapag may umaandar, kapag gumagana nito tawag na reverse effective forces, nalala niyo pa ba yon? Yung reverse effective force of the inertia forces. So, yan na. Yan yung ating gagamitin. So, to understand more, no, para magamit natin yan, sagutan natin tong problem na to. Yan. A compound pulley in the figure has a centroidal mass moment of inertia. By the way, yung mass moment of inertia dito na tinutukoy, ayan. No, ayan yun, no, yung ating dito, depende dito sa ating given. Yan. Mass moment of inertia 20 feet pound second squared. Mass moment of inertia. Okay? So the question is, find the tension in the cord supporting 161 pound weight. Ayan. So, yung ating I, ayan nakalagay, no? 20 feet pound second squared. Ang tawag dyan is the mass moment of inertia. Okay? So, ayan, mass moment of inertia. Ang question sa atin, pinapahanap sa atin, no? Sa problem na to, ang required sa atin is to know the tension, ano daw? At the cord supporting yung nasa kabila. Mukhang eto. Let's say ito yung ating, to. Nakikita niyo ba? Eto daw, kung ano man yung tension dito. So, let's take it as, let's say this is tension sub 1. No? So, therefore, yung nasa kabila, ano ba to? Tension sub 2. No? Kung ano man yung tali dito. Bakit ko nasabi na may tension sub 2? Kasi hihilahin no? Initially, paano ba aandar to? Paano? From the illustration, mas mabigat yung nasa kanan, mas magaan sa kaliwa. So, parang twice, no? Twice ng weight ng nasa kanan yung nasa kaliwa. So, lalabas, kapag ganyan, edi iikot to ng clockwise, no? Clockwise to iikot. So, kung idodrawin natin yung kanyang, ano ba to? Parang free body diagram, pero kalas-kalas na. Di ba ganun tayo sa engineering mechanics? Kapag gusto natin malaman yung mga forces acting on the side of the ng ating setup, we have to analyze it by segment. So, sa pulley, pisa natin dito sa 322 pounds weight. Sabi natin, ito, meron siyang 322 dito. Ano nga to? Ayan, i-drawin natin ng mas malaki. Yan, 322 pounds. Okay? Na weight. Tapos, so kung meron tong weight na pababa, malamang may tension dito. Let's call it tension sub 2. Tapos, lilipat, no? Set up sa pulley. So, let's say ito yung pulley natin. Yan. Pag ganito, na isa. So, meron ditong tension sub 2 rin. Tapos, yung mas malaking pulley, di ba? Ito. Kung ano man tong mas malaking pulley na to, mas malaking bilog pala rather. Ayan. Bayan natin yung kulay. Yan. So, mas malaking bilog, ano mangyayari? Since iikot nga ulit to, no? Iikot to ng pakanan kasi mas mabigat no? So, dito, meron tayong, sorry, yan, meron tayo ditong, ito yung ating tension sub 1. Bakit? Dahil, meron tayo ditong naiwan na, ito yon no? 161 pounds na mayroong tension sub 1. Okay? Yan. By the way, anong ulit? Yung radius natin from the center sa malaki, this is 3 feet. Doon sa maliit, 1 lang. So, paano natin malalaman? Ngayon, we could say that the acceleration or angular acceleration is A. Tama ba? Kung ano yung acceleration na yun. Dito sa kanan. Bakit? Kasi yung radius niya, alpha. Tama ba? Pero sa kabila, since mukhang thrice yung ating radius, pwede ba sabihin na yung ating acceleration dito is 3 alpha? At take note, kung clockwise ito, pababa yung movement na itong isa, yung acceleration, ito ay pataas kasi hihilahin no? Yan na. So, ito na yung ating lumalabas sa setup in terms of what will happen do sa movement ng ating pulley, compound pulley. Okay? So, to solve, let's first analyze yung portion ng 161-pound block. Yun muna. Okay? So, let's analyze, no? For, yan, 161-pound block. Ito muna. Sabi natin, the summation of forces vertical is equal to WG times A. Nalala nyo ba to? This is what we call the reverse effective force. Okay? Reverse. Kung ano man daw yung ating summation of force vertical, equal to sa reverse effective force. Tama ba? O, balikan natin yung illustration. Ano-ano ba dito? Meron tayong tension sub 1 na pataas, yung weight natin na pababa. So, this is equal to sa tension sub 1 minus weight pababa, 161, is equal to reverse effective force or that inertia force, REF, okay? That is equal to 161 over, dahil naka ano ba tayo, pounds, so this is 32.2 feet per second squared times the acceleration natin na 3 alpha. Kasi yun yung katumbas, di ba? So, T sub 1 here is equal to, kung i-simplify natin in terms of alpha, 161 plus 5, or sorry, 15 alpha. Okay? So, yan yung ating unang equation. So, next, for the 300, ano ba to? 22 pounds block. O, balik natin yung illustration. Sabi natin ganun ulit. The summation of forces vertical, since mukhang ang movement lang naman ito ay pataas pababa, di ba? Is equal to that reverse effective force, no? Na kokontra. Kasi reverse effective, no? Balik natin yung illustration. Yan. So, 322 pounds pababa, tension sub 2 pataas. So, kung pababa yan yung alpha natin, ayan, bababa yung ating movement. Okay. So, let's have the solution. That is 322. Yan. Bababa no? Minus T sub 2. Ngayon, sir, bakit this time pabaliktad? Dahil yung movement natin ng block is pababa. Tama ba? Magiging pababa. So, is equal to, ilan to? Weight, 322 over 32.2 times alpha, yung ating A. So, T sub 2 is equal to 322 minus 10 alpha. Yan na. 322 minus 10 alpha. Okay? So, since meron tayong formula for this one, itatawag natin na summation of moment at Z, no? With the use of what we call the mass moment of inertia. Diba? Ayan yun, no? With the mass moment of inertia natin. So, gamitin natin, no? Yung ating mass moment of inertia. Para tayo mag-sum tayo ng moment. So, in this case, mo sa Z naman tayo let's say, in this case, mo Z yung ating element or ating axis, no? Considering ating illustration. So, let's have for the sum of the mass moment at Z is equal to I sub Z, mass moment of inertia, times alpha. Para tayo mag-sum ng moment. Moment saan ba to? Moment sa gitna. Okay? Moment sa gitna. So, lalabas ito siya. Okay, kunin natin yung magiging illustration. Okay? Ito, yan. So, meron tayong tension sub 2 na papuntang gitna niya na, ano ba to? 1 feet. Tapos, tension sub 1 na may 3 feet. 1 foot tas 3 feet. Yan. Paano na yun? E di moment natin. Moment. T sub 2 times 1, kasi, di ba yun yung T sub 2 natin? Minus. Bakit minus? Kasi, yung T sub 2 natin, ikot to pa clockwise, di ba? So, kung titignan natin yung moment, parang pa clockwise yung T sub 2, yung T sub 1 pupunta sa gitna, counterclockwise. Kaya minus T sub 1 multiplied by 3 is equal to, given yung ating mass moment of inertia, that is 20 pound, 20 feet pound second squared. Yan. 20 times the alpha, yan din alam. Ito. Yan na. O, di-substitute natin. Anong ulit yung T sub 2? T sub 2 is 322 minus 10 alpha. Sulat natin. This is 322 minus 10 alpha and multiplied by 1 minus, ano yung T sub 1 natin? That is 161 plus 15 alpha. Sulat. Yan. 161 minus 15 alpha times 3. Yan. Is equal to 20 alpha. So, simplifying this one, no, kung gusto natin i-simplify ito, kung i-diretso natin, ano to lalabas ito? This will be equal to 322 minus 10 alpha minus 483 minus 45 alpha, yan, tama, is equal to 20 alpha. So, kung simplify further, this is negative 75 alpha is equal to 161. Therefore, our alpha, angular acceleration pa lang to is equal to negative 2.15. This is radian per second squared. Hindi pa to ang final answer. Kasi tinatanong sa atin dito sa problem ay, what is the tension to the cord supporting 161 pounds? Mukhang yung T sub 1 ang required. O, meron tayong alpha. Meron tayong formula ng T sub 1? Meron. Sulat natin lahat. Sabi natin, T sub 1 is equal to 161 plus 15 alpha. We computed the value of alpha as 2 negative. Kasi, ano mangyayari dito? Aakyat siya, di ba? Negative 2.15 radian per second squared. Negative dahil we assume that movement, ano to? Movement niya ay upward. No? Upward. Okay? So, substituting. So, T sub 1 is equal to 161 plus 15 times negative 2.15. So, our T sub 1 is equal to 128.80 pounds. So, this is our answer. Ito na. No? Mahaba lang yung process, pero when you compute it, no, mukhang formula-based, no? Or, ano ba, procedural. No? Basta alam mo yung relationship na kung ano man ang summation ng mga forces, since gumagalaw to, meron tayong ano ulit? Tinatawag natin na REF or what we call na reverse effective force. Yan. Anong ulit tong reverse effective force na to? This is the inertia force na. Inertia force natin na magka-counteract dun sa ating movement. Okay? Kung lagi siyang kabaliktaran, kasi nga reverse, kung ang movement mo ay pababa, ang REF mo ay pataas. Ba? Or it goes the other way around. Okay? So that is our answer for this problem. And then let's have our second problem. Ayan. Ito. Sabi dito, determine the time required for the compound pulley shown in the figure to reach a speed of 60 RPM, revolution per minute starting from rest. O, so may mga given tayo. We have the weight na 322 pounds. We have the K bar or what we call the radius of gyration 2 feet. Ayan na nakalagay 2 feet. And then, ano pa? The weight of the block B, 400 pounds. Coefficient of friction between the block B and the ground na may slope pa na 3-4. Grabe, sabay-sabay ito. 0.2. Ano pa? Weight ng block A, 300 pounds. Radius ng isang compound pulley, sa compound pulley na nagbubuhat ng block A is 3 feet. Ang tanong sa dulo lang pala nito ay pinapahanap ang time required. Grabe. Mahababang solution to dahil mukhang kailangan mo natin umabot sa punto na umabot tayo sa equation na merong ganito. No? Sige. Isosolve ko yung unang part, then kayo mag-solve no, as a practice problem ng mga susunod. No, I will give the answer. The answer for this one, no? Answer. RT is 37.34 seconds. Yan. Ito yung sagot. Pero, kailangan umabot ka sa punto, no, na meron tayong ganito equation. Omega is omega initial plus alpha t. O, di ba? Parang kamukha nung ating kaninang pinapresent. Paano tayo aabot sa punto na yan? Sige, umpisahan muna natin sa mga required. No? Required lang sa atin time. Pero what are the given? Ano ba mga given sa atin? Binigyan tayo nito. Ayan, kompletong-kompleto na. Ay, didiretso na natin sa solution to. So, isosolve ko yung mga unang part, then kayo yung magsosolve. Ito yung answer, 37.34. Tingnan natin kung yun nga. So, let's first look on the weight on block B. Yun muna. Okay? Block B muna tayo. Ano ba magiging itsura ng block B? Kung di ba, sa statics ni natin, kinakalas natin, di ba? Kapag meron tayong mga compounding setup, kinakalas. Paano ang itsura niya? So, drawing na lang natin dito ng ganyan. Naka-inclined, no? Yan. So, this is our B, no? Siyempre, yung weight niya, paano itsura ng weight natin? So, ang weight naman is nakaganito, no? Weight ng block B, ano pa? We have the normal force, weight ng N, yan. Tapos, kung ito ay ground, we have the friction, yan. Bakit ko nasabing ganyan? Kasi kung titignan natin yung problem, mukhang, ano ba, parang hihilahin, no? Tama ba? Mukha ba siyang hihilahin? May tension dito, let's say T sub B, ano pa? So, kung ganyan, ano mangyayari? Pwede ba natin sabihin na twice, no? Yung ating acceleration, di ba parang R alpha? Tama ba? Acceleration is, nang ulit, acceleration is R alpha. Therefore, our acceleration dito ay 2 alpha. Kasi yung radius natin 2 eh. Ayan. Ano pa? Ano pa meron dyan? Yan na, no? Pero ang movement na to, with respect to acceleration, pataas din. Or should I say, pa ganyan, pa-incline pataas. O, pati si solve to. So, unahin muna natin yung tangential weight. Paano? That is 400 multiplied by 3/5. Kasi di ba nakaslope siya ng 3-4. So kung vertical or yung tangential niya, 3. Yung kanyang normal sa 4. No, normal eh. Ayan no, eto nakita niyo ba? And so, weight tangential is equal to 240 pounds. And then yung ating weight normal na equal din sa normal force, no? Ito rin yan, di ba? Yung counterpart na to, ito rin yung ating normal. Yan. So, weight normal is equal to 400 times 4/5. So, weight normal is, ilan to? 320 pounds. Yan. O meron na tayo, weight normal, weight tangential. So makakompute na natin yung, ano ba, friction. Kasi may friction force na mukhang ito ay ano, kung hihila to pataas, malamang ang friction force natin, opposite, no? Opposite kasi may friction hindi mo basta-basta na mahihila. So, para natin makakompute yung friction, friction is mu n. Binigyan ba tayo ng value ng mu, or kinetic friction? Balikan na illustration, binigyan 0.2. 0.2. So, 0.2 ang ating kinetic friction. F is equal to 0.2 times, this is 320 kasi yung ating weight normal din. So, F is equal to 64 pounds. Yan na. This is 4,400 pound, no? Block B. Sa block B na to. So, ito na yung mga forces na nag-act doon. Bakit natin kailangan computing yun? Kasi, kung titignan natin yung block A, mukhang vertical lang siya eh. 'Di ba? Pag vertical lang, hindi siya naka-incline unlike sa block B. Kanina doon sa problem natin sa una, may dalawang block tayo with the assumption na parehas vertical movement 'yan. Isa pataas, isa pababa, 'di ba? Pero pagdating dito sa sumunod na problem, naka-incline kasi yung isang block. So kailangan mong hanapin muna yung component, the tangential weight and the normal weight. Take note, tangential normal yung ginagamit natin kasi meron pa tayong friction. Now, we have this friction value because of what we call kinetic friction. Ayan, yung 0.2 with the coefficient niya. O, ngayon, paano natin solve yung kasunod? Paano na? So, for the 300 weight block, no? For the 300 pound block, no? Ano ba yan? Doon sa point A, no? Balikan natin dito. 300 pound, ayan. Para sa A, sabi natin, no? Doon sa idea ng rotation, we said that the summation of forces vertical is ano nga ulit? Equals sa reverse effective force. Tama? Pero do take note, paano mag-move to? Paano mag-move? With your assumption, paano kaya? Paano magiging movement natin? So mag-move to ng, tingin ninyo, mag-move ng pababa. No? Kasi kung papansin nyo, ano ba yung tangential? Tangential niya is 240 lang. No? Ito yung tangential ng block B, 240. Balik tayo sa block A. Kung sinasabi natin that the summation of forces vertical is equal to the reverse effective force, W over G, times acceleration. Pero this time, yung acceleration na tinutukoy natin dito, ito. Yan, para hindi tayo malito. We are pertaining to the tangential acceleration. Bakit tangential? Kasi may counterpart siyang tangential weight sa block B. Ayan, no? Nakikita niyo ba? Sinolve natin. Okay? So, to analyze yung block A, ano ba yung mga weight doon? So, we have the 300 pounds. Of course, yung tension doon. So, let's call it na lang tension sub A para katulad doon sa B. No? Tension sub A. Ano pa? Yun lang. So, i-drawing na lang natin dito. So, meron tayo dito block A. Ano? Meron tayong block A dito. Block A, meron siyang weight na 300 pounds. Sabi natin. So, meron tayong tension sub A. Tapos yung ating acceleration dito ay pababa. Kasi nga, from the tangential side ng ating weight block B, 200 plus lang eh. Eh di ba 300 to? Oh, so isipin, posibleng bumaba. Assumption lang naman natin. A is R alpha, so this is 3 alpha. So paano? That is T sub A minus 300 is equal to W over G times A. Pero tangential acceleration yan. No? Tangential kasi ito rin yun. A sub T rin natin dito is 3 alpha din. Okay? Yan din. That is 300 over 32.2 times 3 alpha. So, ang T sub A natin is equal to 300 plus. Yan, plus pa yan. 27.95 alpha. Yan na. Okay? So kung assumption pala sa block A ay bababa, no? At yung reverse effective force natin ay tataas, di ba? Ayan, no? Reverse effective force natin tataas kasi pababa yung acceleration. So sa block B pala, kung in terms of tangential, ano mangyari dito? Aangat, no? O, dissolve natin. For block B, yan. For block B, aangat eh, di ba? So, summation of tangential, sorry, tangential is equal to W over G, A tangential. Ano to A tangential na to? A tangential is the alpha niya na 2 alpha. Ano pa? Weight, meron na 240 tangential weight. Yan. Given, hindi pala given, kinompute natin. Ano ba meron dyan? Nakasama niya. We have the, ano kaya? We have the friction. Paano ba to? So this is, ito yun, no? Ito yung kinocompute. Ito ba yung tangential ano natin? Weight tangential. No? Paano ba siya? Pa ganito ba? Paangat? Hindi eh, no? Kasi mukhang hihilahin pababa. So pabaliktad, no? May weight tayo ng block, pero may weight tangential tayo na ito. Yan. Weight tangential. Tama? So kasabay niya yung friction. So kung yung movement nga natin is, ano ba to? Yung ating reverse effective force, pababa. Pababa rin. Oh. So therefore, yan, balik tayo dito. So that is equal to T sub B minus, balik natin yung station na yan, no? T sub B minus weight tangential minus friction equal sa reverse effective force. Okay? That is the W over G times A sub B. So minus 240 minus ano yung friction na na-compute natin? 64 pounds. Okay. Minus 64 is equal to W over G, that is 400. Take note, hindi siya 240. Bakit? Yung weight ng block eh, diba? 32.2 times 2 alpha. Our T sub B is equal to 304 plus 24.84 alpha. That is weight tension at the B. Okay? Oh, yan na. Okay, so I will leave to you the other half of the solution. So to solve, no? To give you background of what or how we're going to solve it, gagamitin na natin yung equilibrium. Yan. Bibigay ko na to sa inyo. Ito na, inyo na to. Equilibrium of the pulley or the compound pulley. Paano? Using the summation ng moment at z is equal to the mass moment of inertia at z times alpha. Take note, mula sa gitna yung tinutukoy natin dito. O parang katulad kanina, anong ulit yung I sub z? I sub z is, ano to? Weight over gravitational constant times k sub z squared. Binigyan tayo ng k sub z, di ba? Or k sa illustration that is equal to, yan, 2 feet. Ayan, no, nakalagay. 2 feet. Okay? 2 feet. 2 feet. Ano tong weight na tinutukoy natin? Weight ng pulley. No? Weight of pulley. Bakit? Equilibrium ng pulley tinutukoy. O, from there, malalaman na natin yung value ng alpha. Okay? Malalaman natin yung value ng alpha. And, kung meron na tayong value ng alpha, just like I've said, aabot na tayo sa punto na magagamit na natin etong solution na to. Okay? Yan na, masosolve na natin yung solution na yan. And that's the way to answer. And the answer is 37.34 seconds. So sa inyo na to. No, itutuloy ninyo no, to practice para ma-solve nyo rin. Okay? Basta yun yung sagot, 37.34 seconds. So binigay ko na yung magiging possible solution and para masanay din kayo sa pag-solve. Okay? Sige. Now, let's move with the na. Non-centroidal rotation or what we call dynamic equilibrium. Yan. So sa non-centroidal rotation or what we call dynamic equilibrium, so meron tayong mga tinatawag natin na steps, no? To solve this one. Una, we will apply the reverse normal effective force. Yung katulad yung kanina, binanggit natin. O tinatawag din natin centrifugal inertia force. Okay? Centrifugal kasi, ano yung RW squared or omega, tama, RW squared. Acting radially outward through the center of gravity opposite direction of A bar sub n are normal. Then apply also the reverse tangential effective force or what we call the tangential inertia force. Okay? Acting through the center naman. O parang katulad kanina, yung pinagko-compute natin. Okay? Of gravity in the direction of A bar sub T. And then apply the inertia couple o yung tawag natin I alpha. Okay? Anywhere in the body acting opposite the same on the to the sense of alpha. Kasi nga, pabaliktad, no? Pabaliktad. So, to have the application of that, let's answer this problem. Okay? A man weighing 161 pounds seated on a horizontal turntable 2 feet away from the vertical axis of rotation as shown in the figure. Yan, nakaupo daw siya, tapos 2 feet away, no? Siguro yan yung tao na nakikita nyo, nakaupo. Parang top view, ganun. The coefficient of friction between him and the turntable is 0.4. So, binigyan pa ng friction. Of course, hindi naman pwedeng wala kayong friction sa pagitan ng inyong upo ng turntable, no? If the turntable starts from rest and accelerates at the rate of 1/2 radian per second squared, how many seconds will elapse before he starts to slide? No? Also, determine the angle of the theta of the direction in which he will slide. Ayan. So, medyo tricky yung question. No? Ang sabi sa atin first, pinapahanap yung oras. Time elapsed. Okay? So, ang required sa atin dito pala sa problem, required sa atin sa problem is the time elapsed before it start to slide and the angle kung saan siya mag-i-slide. Ano yung angle na pag-slide niya? Ayan, no, kita yung, kumbaga parang titilapon siya, gano'n, no? Sa Tagalog. Tilapon, no? Or parang tatalsik, ganyan. Diba parang gano'n? Parang bigla na mawawala doon sa turntable. Iikot kasi, diba? Okay. So, para natin mas-solve. Sabi natin, meron tayong, anong ulit yung steps natin? So, una, i-consider daw, apply what we call the reverse normal effective force. Yan. And, apply also the tangential effective. O, paati makikita to. So, una, for our solution, ayan. For our solution, so, summation of the normal is equal to W over G R omega. Kasi umiikot, di ba? No, parang alpha, di ba? W over G times alpha. Acceleration to. Acceleration is R omega. So, lalabas, isa lang naman yung force, di ba? F. Ano yung F na yan? This is the friction. Yun lang. Wala na, di ba? May friction lang. Yun lang naman, di ba? Friction is equal to W over G R omega. Ano yung friction? Mu N. 0.4 times the weight ng tao, 161 pounds, is equal to weight ng tao over gravitational constant 32.2, radius, binigay, gano'n daw siya kalayo, 2 feet, 2, ayan, nakalagay, 2, ayan, times may squared pala to, sorry, squared, times omega squared. Yan. Kasi yun yung sabi sa atin, di ba? Normal, ayan, R bar W squared. Yan. Okay? O paano na? O, di diretso na natin. Makukompute natin yung omega. Omega is 2.53. Mahaba to no? 771 15508. Yan. Para safe tayo sa pag-round off, round up. Paano mo solve yung time? Given yung meron tayong velocity. Ano yung velocity na yan? Average velocity ba yan? O final velocity? Bakit? Ang sabi kasi is, sa problem, balikan natin. Babasahin natin yung problem. Ano mangyayari? Titilapon siya. So, mangyayari daw ay, mag-uumpisa daw from rest. Ayun, no? Starts from rest. So, initial velocity natin ay 0. Ano yung formula na merong ganon? From your linear, di ba? Parang V final is equal to V initial plus AT. Di ba? O, edi, omega final is equal to omega initial plus alpha T. This is equal to 2 point yan, 5377 and so on is equal to 0 plus anong alpha natin? Alpha is equal to, binigay ba sa problem? So, given sa problem, ayan, no? Ang alpha daw natin is 1 half, 0.5 radian per second squared. Ayan, ito po. Ayan. So, 0.5 times t. So, our time is 5.08 seconds. O, yan na. Ito na yung sagot natin. Okay? O, now, ang tanong sunod, yung theta daw na mag-slide siya, yung titilapon, ito. Ano daw yan? Yung theta na yan. E di, next time step, sabi sa atin, apply naman yung tatawag na reverse tangential. Pero, mukhang hindi natin kailangan na agad, hindi na natin i-push through na yung reverse tangential kasi mukhang ang consideration lang naman is sa normal lang, no? Pero makakompute natin yan gamit yung ating formula ng tangential at formula ng normal. Ano nga ulit? Formula ng tangential is R alpha. Formula ng normal is R omega squared. Di ba pares meron yan? O that is radius 2 times 1 half or 0.5 is equal to 1 feet per second squared. Ayan. Then we have this normal na radius 2 times omega natin na na-compute yun yung 2.5377 so on. Naka-squared equals sa 12.88 feet per second squared. Theta is, paano makakompute? So magpo-form siya ng right triangle. Tama ba? So, ano yun? This is, from the illustration natin, lalabas na nga ulit yung theta pag ganito, no? Pag ganyan. Tama ba? Ito yung ating theta. So, ito, malamang, ito yung ating, ano to? Ito yung ating tangential, no? Ito yung ating normal. Tama ba? No? Tangential and normal. From the illustration, ayan, no? Kita naman eh, di ba? So, ganon. Oh, that is, paano maging solution? Tangent theta is equal to a sub t over a sub n. This is 1 over 12.88. Theta is equal to 4.44 degrees. So, ito na yung sagot natin. That's the angle kung saan siya mag-slide. Okay? So, that's it for our problem. Now, iiwan ko sa inyo itong pangalawang problem. At tinatanong sa atin, babasahin ko, a uniform slender rod weighing 96.6 pounds is fastened to rotating frame in the figure by a smooth pin at A and a horizontal cord at B. Ayan daw. Para siguro iikot to na para papaikutin. Ayan o, may direction yung omega eh. The frame rotates about its vertical axis at a constant speed of 4 rad per second. Find the tension in the cord and ano ba to? And the horizontal and vertical components of the hinge reaction. Okay. O, paano natin masasolve ito? So, pinapahanap lang daw tension sa cord. Diba? Mukhang kayang isolve. Tension lang pala sa cord eh. So, eto yung cord Ito. Ayan, ito yung cord natin. Ito lang. Ayan. Ito yung ating cord. Ano pa? Pinapahanap dyan. Reaction daw sa support. Ano ba yung support dyan? At A. So, pinapahanap lang pala sa atin dito. Ito. Ito yung ating reaction dito. Yan. Meron tayong pinapahanap na R sub A, R sub AY at R sub AX. O, yan lang. Mukhang ano lang to, basic statics, no? Yun lang ang pinapahanap dito, basic statics lang. Pero kailangan malaman mo muna yung, ano kailangan mo malaman dito? Yung ating magiging tension, no? Magiging tension. At kailangan mo rin munang alamin din, no, applying yung ating ano, mga steps ito. Take note, tignan natin, iikot daw, no? Balikan natin yung problem. Iikot sa ganyang setup. Alamin natin yung normal effective force or what we call centrifugal force. Kailangan ba bang din alamin yung ating tangential? Kayo na mag-solve niyan, no? And the answer, no, I will give you the answer. The answers are, yung tension is 100.8, 108.15 pounds. The R sub AY is 96.6 pounds at yung ating R sub AX is 59.85 pounds. Ayan. So, yan yung sagot. So, kumpitin nyo, no? Practice problem ninyo to para masanay din kayo kung paano nyo ginagamit yung ating concept on the what we call non-centroidal rotation or dynamic equilibrium. Okay? So, ito yung problem, ito na yung sagot. And that's it for our discussion on rotation.